It's taking so long. Wow. Really? Come on, dude. Big bad Jonas. Come on. Come on, Justice.
You know, it's been a long time coming to be able to say this, but I'm starting to sense some hope and optimism with this Knicks basketball team. I mean, they're in a good spot financially. They're going to have flexibility in terms of filling out that roster. And then you've got a core of young talent that is exciting the fan base in which you can build on.
And finish off by Prez.
You have to like how Prez gets up for these jams, showing he isn't someone to mess with down in the paint.
Puts it up from 15. Anthony's shot is off. And for the Knicks and their positive outlook, when New York has a Knicks team that they love, it can capture the hearts of the entire city.
And you have some of the most diehard fans in the world wearing Knick color. There's no doubt about it. You can see the team also has improved the ball movement and the team play in the last couple seasons. Knicks are starting to become a team that is exciting to watch, win or lose.
Valanciunas passes to Prez, stolen by Noah. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Here's Anthony. The kick out to Rose. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. Rose back up. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Anthony's got his second basket of the game. Prez with the ball. A 14-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
And he threw his body all over the place on defense, coming up with a ton of steals.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Yes, indeed. The D thought they had him, but he still found a way to get it done.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. So it'll be Derrick Rose shooting. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
A point guard, Derrick Rose, a former MVP, so hard to watch because we know once he was at the top of his game. Game is kind of slipping because of the injuries, but he's still a great player in this league.
The free throw drops for Rose. And I think, Steve, the thing with Rose we have to emphasize is that he is still a great player. It's just that he isn't nearly as dominant as he once was.
You talk about Derrick Rose before the injuries, arguably was the best player in the league at times. Now you see him, like you said, still able to be good, and that's what you like about him, still can compete.
Now here's Rose, following the miss by Prez. Run outside. The pass to Valanciunas. Porzingis with the block. The fader. They get it again. Patterson. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Not the best possession, but somehow they got the shot to fall.
So it's Toronto now, following the score by New York. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Love the flush there from Valanciunas, leaving no doubt on that play.
Rose kicks to Lee. Anthony dishes to Lee. It's stolen by Valanciunas. A finish. And a look at Prez there, just punishing the rim.
You love the ferocity.
No easy buckets now. Hustle up. Listen, guys, we got one guy doing all the damage out there. Am I starting to sound like a broken record? He is really causing problems for us from the outside. Let's smother him and take away those easy looks. All right? Make them beat you as a team. We can live with that, all right? Let's go.
Shot attempt so far for Toronto.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Knicks trail by 7. The ball. And Young picks him up defensively. The wide open look here for Anthony. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony. And as you always say, the Raptors play tough, but they also play under control.
That's the key. They force turnovers and they draw fouls, but don't commit them at the other end. The sign of a well-coached team, it gives them a huge advantage.
Now here's Porzingis following the miss by DeRozan. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
And here's a look at some numbers for Joakim Noah. How last month turned out for him, he's putting up about 8 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
And the Raptors making a change here. Sullinger's checked in. And then for New York, Kyle O'Quinn comes in for Joakim Noah. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. And it's good.
Come on,
contact, gets
We're
the shot,
than
and go to the
Get
free
up,
throw
boys.
line.
He's been very decisive, very accurate shooting the basketball. Extremely productive quarter so far.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Tamari Carroll comes in for Patrick Patterson. And it's Ross in for DeMar DeRozan. Well, as a former player, Smitty, you know just how much effort it takes on a nightly basis to succeed. And who in the NBA do you see that has the best motor? Highest competitive value, night in and night out, always hustling.
Russell Westbrook is one of those guys. His motor never turns off. Draymond Green, those guys love to come out and compete. Chris Paul is another guy. You can see the passion in those guys, their mind working while they're on the floor at all times.
And they come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys. I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat. And watching Melo, you can just see how his game has grown since when he came into the league. I mean, still as great a scorer as you're going to find, but he's doing so much now in terms of his passing and his defense. I mean, visibly much more of an impact on the floor in other facets. And I think that's a credit to his maturation and the reason why there's some optimism for the Knicks.
Now here's Sullinger. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Pocket 2. Young against Holiday. Pass to Jennings. Anthony on the wing. Fires from the corner. Here's O'Quinn. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
A moment here to check out some numbers for Fred. The last 10 games, he's been on a heck of a run. First in assists, first in steals, and he sits in the top 15 in points per game. An absolute powerhouse offensively.
That one is off. And everyone knows that the Knicks have been committed to the triangle offense. Not the easiest offense to run or learn Greg Anthony, but they are staying with it.
And I think for the foreseeable future, that is going to be the plan. I mean, their roster can work with it, but it hasn't been easy thus far. You wonder if the offense has simply fallen out of favor due to the up-tempo nature of the modern NBA.
Now, here is Young. He had 13 points in the win against Brooklyn.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
It's back to Jennings. Anthony with the screen on Ross. Here's O'Quinn. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Prez, no good.
See, that's a good look from within his range. You know he's kicking himself for missing it.
Young against Holiday. New York moving it around. And O'Quinn kicks to Holiday. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here's Prez. He has 6. Carroll tried to tip it in, but couldn't quite get it. Double team on Holiday. O'Quinn, the pass to Jennings. Back to O'Quinn. Takes a 3. The Knicks rebound. Toronto trailing. Feeds to Carroll. Ross kicks to Sullinger. Herman Gomez grabs the miss.
What I like there, fantastic defensive rotation. Just suffocated him at the point of attack.
Sinks the triple. And that's 15 points for Carmelo Anthony.
Really good shooting night for him, doing everything he can to help his team stretch this lead.
Sullinger a screen on Jennings. There's the steal. Pulls up, high post. And that one goes long.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
On that play, you gotta trust your teammates. Instead of forcing that one, just pass it.
Now here's Prez. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. The Knicks leading by 5. Missed inside.
Blown opportunity right there. Point blank lay in. Come on now.
He's looking for Sullinger and finds him. Young with no one around. That was enough space for Young to convert the deep ball.
And Young can knock those down if you give him the chance.
Outside Jennings. Unloads from 13. Rebound by the Raptors. Prez has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Ross.
He's going to throw his arm out trying to make a pass of that one.
And the Raptors with some changes. Powell, he's jacked in for Young. And it's Kyle Lowry in for Prez. Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Raptors leading by 3. Inside, it's Patterson by Valanciunas. Prez out there with Young. And it's DeRozan in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
New York's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Nets put on a show. He scored 14 points, and that was just the start of it. He wound up with a triple-double in what was quite a display for him. He put up numbers that really jumped out in the box score. A very solid performance. Kevin will see what he's got in his arsenal tonight.
Okay, Dave, thanks for revisiting what was an astounding performance.
Yeah, that's certainly one that we'll be talking about here for a long time.
He will remember that one for the rest of his life.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Wow, you know he's got to be beside himself. Terrible unforced error.
Here's Lee. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Screen by Porzingis. Pass to Kuzminski. Just 5 on the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Jacks up a 3. Porzingis can't hit. Toronto leading by 3. Prez kicks to Patterson. Pass to Young. That's short off the rim.
I know he's talented, but when you're completely surrounded inside, you have to try and kick it out to someone who's open.
And Lee with the basket on the assist by Porzingis.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Just unreal awareness by Prez, spotting this guy wide open and whipping the ball over to him.
Rose dishes to Noah, and he gets it to go.
He delivered that pass right on the spot to his teammate who was on the move.
Here's Valanciunas. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Today's game really has been a showcase for his passing ability.
Now here's Rose. 10 points for him. Porzingis can't hit.
I like that shot for him, though. Very little defensive pressure. He typically rises up and buries that. We know a lot about Dwayne Casey's coaching career. Been an assistant for numerous years. Now he's a head coach. But let's take it back. He was a top recruit coming out of high school. He helped lead Kentucky to a national title in 1978. Really outstanding job by the offense to get the ball right near the bucket.
Prez kicks to Valanciunas. Unable to get that one. Great defense that time from Noah. Lee outside. Rose sets the screen for Lee. Teardrop shot, and he lays it up and in. Lee's got 4 points in the quarter. And Casey went straight from playing at Kentucky to an assistant coaching position there in Lexington.
He's been coaching for almost 4 decades. Coached in Japan for a time, a long-time NBA assistant. He's a lifer.
A wide open look here for DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
I am wondering what can he do to get it cranked up. Nothing from long range this quarter after hitting one in the first.
Unloads from 13. Noah's shot is off. The Raptors have gotten 7 of their 12 field goal attempts to drop here in the second quarter. Up over 50%. Count it. Good.
And after a scoreless first quarter, he's finally finding the range here in the second.
Here's Kuzminskis. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Out to the right wing. Young with the steal. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game.
There you go. Like that. And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Toronto's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Patterson is screen on Rose. Off the pick. Fred.
Cautious is a word when Noah's nearby. One of the best at shot blocking.
Dishes to Rose. Rose back up. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Rose has got 12.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Rez passes to Valanciunas. Young from outside. It's rebounded by New York. Porzingis has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Knocks it loose. Rose gets a wide open look. Another shot. Noah. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Noah has a little bit of a different release on his jump shot. And that's the reason why he drew the foul.
And a bit of an end of an air when Joakim Noah left Chicago. Many figured he'd be a Bull for life, but with the reduced role and issues with others in the organization, Steve, it seemed like the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, for Joakim Noah, one of those guys you just said, hey, he's always going to be there. But I think the injuries and then being able to play at a high level without Joakim Noah, he'll definitely be missed. But it was just time for Joakim Noah to move on.
The Raptors have gone 8 of 15 since we began the second quarter. Excellent shooting. On the wing, DeRozan. There's the screen. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Patterson, and he uses the glass on the layup. He's got 8.
Great heads-up look there from DeRozan to get his teammate an easy basket.
Rose kicks to Lee. Here's Porzingis. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
And it's Patterson finishing it off.
You can see Patterson just track that in the air the whole way. You knew he would finish the hoop.
Porzingis with a screen on DeRozan. Here's Rose. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got 4 rebounds in this game.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Something seems off with him tonight. Maybe it's his rhythm or his timing. Fortunately, his teammates are playing well enough to keep them ahead.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks. We'll take it the other way. Well, who's had the hot hand from the 2 position over the last 10 games? Highest field goal percentages right here on the 2K leaderboard. Second is DeMar DeRozan.
You know, just to ask this group, sometimes when you're hot, you're hot. And it's a comforting feeling for a coach to know you've got one of those guys roaming on the perimeter.
And they're not too bad at attacking the basket either. That's why some of their shooting percentages are so crazy high. They will work to get those high-quality chances inside. That's a solid pass right inside where his teammate wants it.
Here's Patterson. The rebound by Noah. Noah's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Lee outside. Poke loose. Young outside. They grabbed their own miss. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, with how great DeMar DeRozan is at scoring, you know he's going to get to the line a few times every game.
And one thing DeMar DeRozan, Steve, has become great at is running that high pick and roll with the big. Usually something a point guard does, but DeRozan is very deadly in that set.
I love him because he's comfortable handling the basketball out top, does a nice job of coming off the pick and roll, gets to his spot to raise up, and you know if he gets all the way to the rim, he can challenge any big in this league.
Sullinger's checked in for Toronto. Damari Carroll comes in for Patrick Patterson. And Jared Sullinger picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And the Raptors making a change here. Ross is checked in. Young with the steal. Kicks it to Prez. Young dishes to Prez. He feeds it to Carroll. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Damari Carroll, the Alabama product, pretty much a specialist when you start talking about a guy on the defensive end. Now you have to add to his repertoire a guy that can knock down the three ball.
That free throw missing.
Man.
And Carroll is a prototypical 3 and D player. Shoots just under 40% most years from deep, and you cannot ignore his defense.
No, not at all. He's one of the best in the business on the ball and off the ball. He uses his length and his quickness to be able to guard those terrific wing plays. That steal.
And the call will be against
Presidential party.
That's foul number 2 for him. And the pass to Hernan Gomez. Good D by Sullinger.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Ross passes to Prez. There's the dish to Sullinger. From 15 feet away, basket good. And the Raptors lead by 3.
Nice piece of work there. Get yourself a little space and pull the trigger.
New York's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. They set the pick. Jennings in the corner. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. So often there are always interesting stories for every NBA player, Smitty, as to how they got involved in the sport. How did you begin playing basketball? And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's the Knicks. They lead by a bucket. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Some fantastic basketball in the last few games. How have you been able to stay so high?
Yo, man, when you're like me, you don't get hot, you just stay hot, okay? Look, when you look up the hospital I was born in, it just says volcano, right? So I'm like lava, man. Always hot, always flowing. You know what I'm saying, D.A.?
Step back, because I don't want to get any lava on my shoes. These are good shoes.
I like those shoes,
Thank
man.
you. Back to you, Kevin.
Sharp.
Let's go, gentlemen. We still have one more half. These guys are relying on one man to beat us.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
He bullied his way inside for a ton of rebounds, and until they get a body on him, he's just going to keep coming at him.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And New York, looking at who they got. Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
For a player his size, Valanciunas has always been a good free throw shooter. We won't see a hack of Val anytime soon. Valanciunas over the last few years has always been pretty good offensively. And also now on the defensive end, he's a guy that's not a liability. He has taken large strides to improve in that area.
Screen by Valanciunas. To the inside. Here's Patterson for the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Patterson is so active and efficient with his movements inside.
No coverage that time. And that's 20 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Noah with the block. Porzingis kicks to Rose. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Rose. Now it's a 4-point Knicks lead.
Just how they drew it up coming out of the half. 3 straight from the field.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Yeah, he's one of those players. He operates at a different speed versus the defense.
Outside Anthony for the 3. No good on that one. And Toronto away with it. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
You know what, though? Not only did they get to the free throw line a lot, but they converted at a high clip.
Their mindset was really to get to the stripe, and they accomplished just that.
A putback. Here's Valanciunas. Stolen by Noah. And here's Rose outside. Gets that one through the hole. Make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Just crushing it here. 80% to start the half.
Prez dishes to Young. Toronto working the ball around now. Here's Porzingis. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
Yeah, and last time they faced off, really an easy win. They put together a pretty complete game, but their edge on the glass, for me, still stands out.
Anytime you can seize control of the rebounding advantage, you are in great shape to win any game in this league.
Valanciunas, good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Rose kicks it to Noah. Now the feed to Anthony. He dishes it to Rose. It's not going to go for him. Some solid defense from Fred.
I've done the bathroom.
To the middle. Here's Valanciunas. And another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th against 12 attempts.
This is what you like to see from Valanciunas, being active on offense, up some points.
Here's Rose. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Derrick Rose still trying his best to be a healthy player in the NBA. Injuries certainly, Steve, have played a factor in all his seasons since 2012. Hard for him, it seems at times, to get a rhythm. Missing so much time.
It is, and a rhythm is what you have to have when you're shooting the basketball. A lot of his time off is used to rehab that knee. And then now you get a chance to get the knee 100%. Now you have to play basketball. So for him, doing both at the same time, it's been hard.
Valanciunas, that's a screen for Young. 5 on the clock. There's a good screen. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You take a look at the Raptors, holding on to second spot in the conference. A great season for them so far. And, of course, the Knicks, 5.5 games behind.
And seeing where the Knicks are, they've made a big leap forward this season. Just being in the playoff discussion marks a ton of progress from where they were at this point a year ago.
This is a much different team now, especially in terms of attitude and effort. They are competitive night in and night out. That is something we weren't saying about this team last year. Not in rhythm. He had the 2 triples in the first half, none so far in the second.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's foul number 2 for him. Foul, he's jacked in for Toronto. The Knicks making a switch here. Screen by Valanciunas. Here's Powell. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Patterson, that's good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Here's Anthony. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And for Carmelo Anthony, one thing that he doesn't get enough credit for is his rebound.
And Melo's never been a bad rebounder, but in the past few seasons, you can see he's emphasized that more active in terms of closing out on possessions, has a great base and wide shoulders to secure position on the box out.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 fouls.
A moment here to see some stats for Valanciunas. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately, averaging 15 points a game, 14 rebounds, and 2 assists. and he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
Steve, you were such a terrific three-point shooter in your day back in that 2001-2002 season. You led the league, in fact, in three-point percentage. You and I were having a conversation about great three-point shooters a little while ago. Did you ever think that shot would make the mark in the league that it has now made with the Currys and the Klay Thompsons and the way they're firing from distance?
You know what, Kevin, I shot it well that year. Tim Duncan, give him a lot of credit, and David Robinson. They drew a lot of double teams. But they're not shooting the three ball right now. I shot right around that line. These guys are shooting so far out, still with a high percentage and with a lot of volume. It's unbelievable what these guys are doing now with the three ball.
Would you play differently now with the league the way it is now than you did when you played the game?
Yeah, I'd be a stretch four.
Yeah,
you start to look
right.
at it, probably wouldn't be playing the point guard position, probably be a stretch four.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Rose kicks to Porzingis. Back to Rose. New York moving the ball around. Lets it go from 11. That one goes. Count it. And that's now 25 points for Carmelo Anthony.
The mid-range game is becoming more of a lost art, but not for this guy.
And Young kicks to Patterson. They set the pick. Pass to Powell. Feeds to Prez. Lock at 6. Young in the corner. Knicks with the rebound. Porzingis has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Kuzminskis the pass to Rose. To the paint. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Fast break Toronto. Here's Powell. That one doesn't drop. Anthony with the defensive effort. He kicks to Lee. And Young comes over to help. Here's Kuzminskis. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He has 7. Raptors trailed by 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Walking with legends here, guys. Look at some outstanding seasons, decades apart, averaging a triple-double in each game over the course of an entire NBA season. Oscar Robertson's 1961-62 season was something to marvel at. And now, in our current era, a special player making his own mark on the NBA. With the tremendous play he's been showing us all season long.
And that's still one of the most hallowed achievements in NBA history. I mean, we're talking about the Big O averaging a triple-double over the course of an entire season. I mean, to think we have another player with a shot to do that, it really speaks to the one-of-a-kind season he's having. This is the stuff of legends.
And the call will be against Perez. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression.
5 seconds left in the 3rd. And here's Rose outside, offline. And we've reached the end of the 3rd. And the final period of play just about to start. The Knicks leading by 7. Inside, it's Patterson by Valanciunas. Prez out there with Young. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Is it any surprise that he's been hitting everything out there? You want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
On the free throw, no good. Passes it to Young. Prez with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. And Quentin Lee gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Prez with the ball. Working on Rose. Valanciunas dishes to DeRozan. Trying to find Valanciunas. Gets it to him. 4 on the clock. Patterson. And he makes good on the layup.
Look at the big man Valanciunas showing off the playmaking skills.
The Knicks with the lead. Outside Rose from 13. It's rebounded by Prez.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Patterson no good on the free throw. And the Raptors with a die-hard fan base. The fan support only getting stronger as they've become a consistent factor in the Eastern Conference.
This team is unique in the NBA. They represent the entire nation of Canada. Toronto's the league's 5th largest market. A lot of fans from far and wide tuning in and rooting them on.
Here's Valanciunas. Here's Prez. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And that's just what Prez does, getting real physical with the D on his shots.
And he makes the first.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Yeah, and the work they've done at the line has been impressive here in the second half.
Porzingis kicks the lead. Here's Anthony. The 19-footer is on the money. Anthony's got 31.
Keeping his team in the driver's seat. He's been unstoppable over the last stretch.
Lee kicks to Rose. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Rose. Rose has got assist number 8 here in this one already. Stolen by Noah. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Pass to Rose. Dishes to Lee. Fires from 14. That's short off the rim. Raptors trail by 9. Here's Prez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Porzingis. And no doubt, this Raptors team, one of the best in the NBA. But, Steve, are they good enough to win it all? I mean, they still have young, developing talent. Do they look to improve from within, or does this team need to make a big move?
Well, knowing this front office, you'll know they'll explore every option. If anything, they're looking to get better along that front line.
Both free throws good from Prez.
When he's at the stripe, you know he is going to bring his best.
Rose against DeRozan. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the lead.
First free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. In Toronto, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Kicks it to Young. He feeds it to Prez. Lee against Young. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Just an excellent pump fake there. Young really making the defense look silly.
And so Young nails them both. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Good work there as it goes. 33 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Prez, and plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against New York. 2 shots. And the first one at the line is good.
You can just see how brilliant a mind Prez has. His feel for the game is phenomenal. His passion for it fuels him.
Both free throws good from Prez. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Anthony's shot is off.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
And that kind of tier defense is crucial to any team's success. Gotta defend the paint.
The Knicks leading by 7. Noah high post. The pass to Carmelo. It's rebounded by Prez. Prez has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Shot from 12. Here's Valanciunas. And he banks in the layup. Valanciunas has got 22.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
Overall, it hasn't been pretty for his team, but he has shot the ball well.
Outside, Porzingis. 6 to shoot. Goes up on the wing. Anthony can't hit.
Really bad mental lapse by the defense, yet he did not make them pay, surprisingly.
Hits it from three-point range. 16 points for Justice Young.
And really, Young is never going to pass up a catch-and-shoot opportunity. He's remarkably efficient with those kinds of shots.
Outside Rose. Fires, high post. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. 23 points in the game.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Rez passes to Young. Patterson. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
Yeah, and just superb work there by Young. So unselfish with the basketball. Really likes getting the ball to his teammates.
Over in the corner, Porzingis fires the three. Nice lead from Valanciunas.
Well, he's trying to help put the game out of reach. Instead, his poor shooting is keeping the other side in this.
Good work there as it goes.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Rose kicks it to Noah. There's a screen. Over in the corner, Porzingis. Lee outside. There's Rose with the three. Knocks down the three ball. Rose has got 14 points here in the second half.
That gives him his second three of the half with 3 total for the game.
To the middle. Here's Patterson. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Porzingis.
Patterson welcomes contact inside. He's looking to get to the line down there.
That free throw good from Patterson.
Patrick Patterson with his great shooting stroke, always looking comfortable at the free throw line.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Knicks have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Rose kicks it to Noah. Outside Rose. Noah the screen. There's the pick. And it's Toronto with the rebound. DeRozan's got his 3rd rebound tonight. There's the dish to Young. Inside. Leaves it in off a pretty alley-oop. And the Raptors lead by 1. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Lee outside. Noah the screen. Got a hand on it.
Look at Perez rise up with a timely block. So good at reading the opposition and getting high with those rejections.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backcourt.
Right at the free throw line. And it comes off the front of the rim.
It has not been an easy quarter for him offensively, but I like that he's staying aggressive.
Young, right side. They set the screen. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Rose dishes to Noah. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Raptors with the lead. Top of the key. They get the rebound. Rez passes to Patterson. Stolen by Noah. It's to Porzingis. Anthony against DeRozan. Now here's Noah. T right on him. Just 5 to shoot. Noah with a screen for Rose. Count that bucket. Rose has got 16 points here in the second half. There's a screen. And Young kicks to Patterson.
You have to like the way Patterson can bait defenders into a foul. Very crafty.
And he knocks down the first one.
It's interesting. No free throw attempts for him in the first half. He's finally pushing the action and reaping the reward.
Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Noah. And Patterson drops them both. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Rose up on top. DeRozan defending. And here's Anthony from the arc. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. They set the screen. Fires for 3. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Patterson. And the Raptors lead by 4.
And that evened things out. He had a 3 early in the first half. Now gets 1 in the second.
Anthony right side. Lets it go from the wing, and he swishes it right through. Anthony's got 10 points in the quarter.
His marksmanship this quarter has been unbelievable, yet they still trail in this game.
Prez dishes to Valanciunas. No good that time. And New York will come the other way.
And they get the rebound, but guys, that's been the issue throughout the game.
And the call will be against Prez. That's his 5th foul.
Just a little too aggressive. His 5th foul of the night. Expect him to go right at him to try to pick up number 6.
Lee kicks to Rose. Tries again. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for O'Quinn. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Patterson, the screen to the inside. Valanciunas, an easy layup after coming off the pick. Valanciunas has got 12 points in just the second half. It's stolen by DeRozan. Fast break Toronto. DeRozan leading the charge. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Anthony, the pass to Lee. He dishes it to Rose. 9 feet out. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Rose has got it all tied up now for the Knicks. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Patterson's showing some great sense of timing to get the score inside.
Outside Rose, the feed to Anthony. Prez with the rebound. After shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. And Young kicks to Patterson. Comes up empty down low.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
That will be in his head. The next time he comes down the lane, he'll have thoughts about that one.
And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Just a tiny lead for him.
And a chance to make it a little bigger right here.
Now here's Prez, who's covered by Rose. DeRozan in the corner. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Shot clock at 6. In the corner, it's Patterson. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Rose goes in. Doesn't go that time. And Toronto will go the other way with it. The 11-footer. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Porzingis.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
First of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. And he does get the second one. And that narrows the gap to 1. Toronto's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And here is Prez. Outside DeRozan. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Lee. And he misses the go-ahead basket. I think we'll see them burn the clock a bit here.
Yeah, smart move.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Valanciunas with a screen on Rose. Prez dishes to Patterson. A 3. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
Listen, we cannot expect it to come easy at this stage of the game. He is really causing problems for us from the outside. Let's smother him and take away those easy looks, right?
There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now Rose. Back to Anthony to take the lead.
Slicing and dicing, Derrick Rose picking the defense apart with the pass.
Toronto calls timeout. They're behind by 1. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
And guys, it all comes down to this one shot to win the game. They have just enough time to run a play that'll lead to a catch and shoot here on the inbound. Maybe one quick pass and then get it up.
Young sets a screen for Prez. So a close game sees New York take this one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
That hurts, man.
I mean, I would rather get blown out by 50, right?
Last second.
You know why they can't cut me?
Hmm.
I got a good nickname now. Crash.
Crash. Why crash?
I crash parties. I do what's unexpected. Boom, bam, crash.
Oh, all right, Crash.
See? Now if they try and cut me, they're cutting me because they're hating on my creativity. Think about it.
Intervention. What's up?
We're going out.
You guys are dating?
No, we're talking about when we land.
Have you ever been to New York?
First time.
You in?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Jay, come on.